Hey there guys, it's Megan. I started to film this morning at my house, and then I decided that since it is the first day that it is above freezing since before Christmas, that I was going to go out and film at lunch today. I wanted y'all to see just how absolutely disgusting it is here. Is anyone else having this kind of issue? I'm sure that people have it worse. I'm sure it's snowing some places. I'm not quite that far north, but it's pretty gross outside. But it is above freezing. It is 35, and I am pumped because I don't have to wear multiple jackets or multiple layers of warms. Now I'm going to talk about something a little bit happier. Usually when I focus on the parks, I talk about Magic Kingdom a lot because that's when people are visiting Disney World, that's the thing that they're going to think of first, you know, the park with the castle. And that was also my home park when I worked there, so I am more familiar with the inner workings of the Magic Kingdom, and it's really what I know the most about. But today I'm going to talk about EPCOT, and I'm going to start off with my top 3 EPCOT World Showcase pavilions. And some of them you probably already know based on previous videos, but I thought I would outline them and tell you kind of the reasons why. I'm looking at this from the point of view that if I was to go to EPCOT for just one day and I could only go to 3 of the World Showcase pavilions, but like really go and experience everything that there was to do there, which ones would I want to do? Which ones are my like don't miss pavilions based on the food, based on the shopping, based on the character interactions and the overall atmosphere of the pavilion? Which ones would be my don't miss pavilions if I could only go for one day and only do 3? So that's the angle I'm coming at from this. With that being said, my number 3 is the Japan Pavilion, and that's probably a lot higher on a lot of people's list because it's one of the most well-known pavilions because it's really iconic. There's tons of beautiful scenery there, and just from a scenery standpoint, it's probably the prettiest. People also know it because of the Mitsukoshi, the department store that's there, because you can find literally everything in that store, and you could spend hours and hours and probably an entire day in there if you really wanted to. And especially 90s kids, hey, what's up? All the Pokemon, all the Hello Kitty, Sanrio characters. Did anyone else have like Blue Bear paper when they were in elementary school? Aside from like the fun anime and character kind of stuff that's in the front of the store, you also go back and there's finer art, and you can get, you know, there's kimono, and I desperately want to get one. Haven't done that yet because they're kind of expensive because they're really pretty and really nice, but you know, there's lots of really nice things back there. There's also the tea sets that are really fun if you collect mugs or ceramics like I do. Those are always really fun to look at. And the food, hello, all of the Japanese snacks and goodies that you could possibly want are back there, and they're pretty much all delicious. So especially the sweets, which I'm gonna come back to the sweets in a second, but so make sure that you are checking out Japan for sure. And even if all of that, like once you get into the pavilion, it's all awesome, but like just when you first walk by, what's probably going to draw you in is the taiko drummers, and they are amazing. No matter how many times I have stopped and watched them, I have to stop every single time, and I just watch like kind of like how are you moving your body that choreographed, and how are you that coordinated? For someone with as little hand-eye coordination as I have, it's impossible. So just seeing someone who can do something like that, especially a musical talent that I do not possess and will not possess, it's really interesting, and I like to get a feel for the culture. And there's also a gallery in the back of the Japanese pavilion that has some aspects of Japanese culture. I think right now they've got the kawaii display going on, so all of the like the cute stuff. Japan's got a lot going on, but it doesn't have, I don't eat Japanese food, so that's one of the reasons why I'm putting it at number 3 and not higher up on the list. So my number 2 is a little bit more along the lines of the food that I like. My number 2 is France. Hear me out. I know there's not a ton to do in France. Not yet anyway. When Ratatouille comes, I'm sure this will be high up on people's list too. But I love the video that's in France. I'm sure it's changing since they're bringing in the 360 video technology. I'm sure it's going to change, but for right now I really like it, and I'm sure I will like it in the future too. And it's also one of the only videos in the World Showcase where you can sit down. When you have been walking around the World Showcase and you look at your Fitbit and it says that you've done 25,000 steps and it is 3 in the afternoon, you want to sit down. I'm sorry, you do. But along with that, yes, there is a video. Yes, there is shopping. You can get perfumes and lots of wines and stuff if that's something you're into, and it's really nice. But there's also sweets. Remember I told you we were coming back to that? If you have watched my videos for a while, or you follow me on Instagram, or you're, you know, me in real life, I could live off of cookies. Like, if that was nutritionally possible, that would be my diet, is chocolate chip cookies or cookies in general. They've got the ice cream shop, which I have tried to pronounce before, and I'm not even going to try to embarrass myself again, but the ice cream shop, and they also have the pastry shop. So you got multiple layers of sweet, multiple things that are delicious, and oh my gosh, I haven't had lunch yet, guys. I've got to stop talking. Another reason that I really like France is for the character interactions. So when you're in France, a lot of times that's where Aurora hangs out, and of course you're going to be able to see Belle, and a lot of times the Beast comes through. So it's a great place for character meet and greets. It's a great place for food. It's got great entertainment if you want to sit down, like I said, and also just the atmosphere of it is, you feel like you're walking down a Parisian street. You know, there's little cafe tables, and there's little stands set up where it looks like there's caricature artists and all that good stuff. So really a fun place to check out, if for no other reason than to get some sweets and take some pictures, because it's really a fun place. And my number one, if you watched my quick service video a while back, then you already know what my number one is, but it is the UK Pavilion. I love the UK Pavilion because I have to have fish and chips. I don't know, I think it's just because that's been something that my family has always done. It's kind of a habit, and it's like a nice memory that you go to EPCOT, you get fish and chips, you sit down by the water and you eat them. Like, that's just, it's in me to do that now, so that makes the UK Pavilion higher on my list, because that's automatically somewhere that I'm gonna go. Like, so if I only had 3 pavilions in a day, that one is automatically included. But I do also really enjoy the atmosphere of it. England is actually the only country that I have ever been to outside of the United States, so getting to see some things that kind of remind me of that trip were really fun. You know, things are modeled after like Hampton Court and iconic buildings like that, and you can see the telephone booths around, which I didn't think was actually a thing until I went to England, and they're around. So it's a memory for me, and it's nice to relive that. Having personal connections to the pavilion makes it special, but also it's just fun. Like, there's good shopping, there's a band that plays kind of around in the back, and they're always booming. I mean, they're rocking. You can hear them for a ways. And back in that back courtyard, you can also meet Mary Poppins. If you go around to the back past the courtyard and kind of around the back of the toy store, you can come in and meet Pooh and Tigger, usually in Christopher Robin's bedroom, and it's super cute. It's one of my favorites. And of course you can meet my girl Alice. Alice is always outside the tea shop, and you know, that's a place where you can meet her a lot, and I love Alice. I love Alice in Wonderland, and I also love that tea shop because they sell English chocolate. And let's be real, English chocolate is so much better than American chocolate, unfortunately. So one of the places that you can get it there, and I have to every time because it's delicious and it's sweets. Trend here? Maybe. Let me know what your ranks are down below, comment those. Let me know what your top 3 are, or if you want, go ahead and rank them all out from top to bottom. Which one's your most favorite, which one's your least favorite, if you can possibly say that one is your least favorite. I don't know which one I would consider my least favorite because I love them all, but those are my top 3. So that is it. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, y'all.